That's not your fault. Thank you.
Actually, I did all the scheduling.
Fine. Oh my God, guys, how are you doing tonight?
Woo! Not as good as you, I bet.
Are you guys sober?
Yes, yeah.
Why? I like that. That's a good answer. That's a good answer for like almost any scenario. It's like, oh, are you sober? Can you drive? Would you like a water? Just do that the entire, just walk down the hallways there.
Hey, Alkali, you know how you're always looking for new material?
No.
Well, I have a few bits for you. Someone wrote binary, like, computer bytes on this sheet, and I felt like Alkali needed to suffer.
Thank you.
I think Alkali will make you suffer, man.
Oh, I
Just
can.
remember, if you need to hike a body, know where to go.
Really? You're so small, it'd be so easy to hide your body. This is a
Remember to
time.
cut the arms and legs off so I can ship it off better.
Oh no, we gotta set up this guy. He's an artifact. Like you put him in the corners of the world, or else he just crawls back together. But he can reform as one bulge, nothing more.
I will be a giant herd ball.
Oh my God, fucking critters!
Yes! Oh my God, we rolled it! It's just genital bulges all in one super bulge.
My parents thought I was a monster. I'm sitting there as a kid
Wait,
watching.
you're not?
Yes. I'm sitting there as a kid watching Critters with them, and the big Critters ball happens, and it rolls over the person, and all that's left is a bloody skeleton. And my like 6-year-old self was dying laughing.
Because it's funny!
It's just a big ball of death, man, skeleton. It's like you need to go to a different school.
Not just a big ball of death, a big ball of Muppet death.
Yeah. I like it when Muppets are the villains. What was the movie with all the puppets? It was a master.
Dark Crystal.
That too. I love Dark Crystal.
Labyrinth.
Puppet Master?
Puppet Master, yes. I love Puppet Master.
that.
Did you ever see the behind the scenes of this movie?
No.
So that little one with the tiny, tiny head?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a guy in a green suit with his arms through the puppet. Like he's a smaller guy, but that's why the arms don't look quite as CG as everything else. Yeah, he's wearing this thing. And you watch it looks like he's the most uncomfortable person, like crouching and walking like an idiot and his arms like T-Rex. Like, oh, he got paid well.
Just realize you were not talking about the movie Wishmaster.
I loved Wishmaster. If I get hideously scarred, I'm gonna just have them transform me into that.
Like that.
Oh, are you kidding me? I just want to be wearing a mask while having sex and taking it off. Like, this is your future!
You can do that now.
Shut up!
I'm fairly certain Xander has complained about that exact move.
I guess it depends how drunk the person is.
Xander likes to complain about issues like that because we're terrible to each other. I started the war. He was in the shower. There's no top to the shower. And I had a big cup of ice water. So I went, whoop, and threw it into the shower. And I hear a very angry dragon, roar, roar, roar. And I ran away. He threw a piece of ham in there. I was showering when I felt, and I looked, ham.
Are you telling me you of all people don't appreciate shower ham?
I love shower ham! But the problem was I had just bought ham. So he did not have a single piece of Crocus ham. It started raining ham! And he was frisbee throwing them, so they were flattening out, and I just had ham.
Was that the happiest day of your life?
Second happiest. Did you forget about tiramisu?
I forgot about tiramisu.
We are all in agreement. Tiramisu is the sexiest of all cake, right?
No.
But what's the sexier cake than tiramisu?
What's that? Pound cake?
Okay, all right, no. Points. Points.
Wonderful.
Pound cake is a sexier cake. I love bottom cake. Oh, anal cake is so good.
Isn't that effectively pineapple upside down cake?
It's
got that little ring in the center.
How did you make this cake? Packed a bunch of fudge in there. We have, I have tons of people that I try to get over to my house. We love entertaining, but every once in a while I forget that my mate is a health nut. Xander is one of the healthiest people I know, unless you put a bag of chips in front of him, and then he is Godzilla, and those chips are Tokyo. And it's adorable, but then I don't have any more chips. So constantly.
He mementos it too, because then it's like, I want chips. And like, do you not know what you just did?
I can follow him around the house by the empty bags of tortillas. Just like, oh, Xander's home.
But he doesn't know he doesn't.
And there's lube everywhere.
It's okay, that's...
My kitchen is murder right now. Xander is home right now this weekend. He has one job. His job is to clean the kitchen floor. Why does Xander need to kitchen the floor? Clean the kitchen floor. Sorry, I was speaking Draconian. He brilliantly decided to do me a huge favor. He cleaned the bedroom. Now, I've been working overtime for about a week and a half. I've got cups on the headboard. There's clothing scattered around. The sheets could use a washing. So he started cleaning up and walked through the kitchen holding garbage. And among that garbage was an open bottle of lube. And then I came home from work, and I died. Because if you haven't seen somebody do a prep fall, it hurts like hell when you do it wrong. And lube on a kitchen floor is wrong. I took 2 steps into my kitchen, just down in my ass. Like, Xander! Is it the lube? I tried to clean it. Like, what did you use? Swiffer? The wet or the dry? Moment of silence. Neither. What do you mean? I forgot to put a pad on there. I just used the thingy. I'm on the ground. He's like, are you covered in lube? Like, yes. Like, I'm coming. And that's our foreplay. What? Xander, I got ice in my mouth.
Okay, you're not Xander. You're not serially chewing ice the entire time.
His coworkers
into a microphone.
He sits at work and he's like he can't settle for these. I make ice cubes for scotch at home, so we make like big round ice cubes. Every once in a while, I'll just catch him in the freezer. Like, oh, you getting something to eat? No, he's got a big old ice cube. Why? It tastes like skinny.
Gluten-free.
Yeah, it's very gluten-free. Ice chips are very gluten-free.
Ice chippies.
He has the most disgusting morning ritual. Like, I'm fat. I know I'm fat. When I wake up, the first thing I think of, the second thing I think of is breakfast. So I go out there, I'm making eggs, bacon, sausage, lots of sausage. I make breakfast. And then I see his breakfast. This is 100% true. For breakfast most mornings, he takes a huge handful of greens. Kale, lettuce, spinach, huge handful.
Rabbit food.
Jams it into a blender, adds 1 cup of water, and then pines for his lost youth. That is his breakfast. It is liquefied greens. And I know this because once he forgot to put the lid on. And I had the healthiest ceiling, I had the healthiest cabinets, our cat, very healthy. Now he feeds her first, so that she is not green. He exploded the blender. Now, I want you to think of the definition of explosion right now. Explosion is when an amount of material is in one place and all of a sudden it's everywhere. We found it in the bathroom. Now the bathroom is a decent distance from the, let's just call it ground zero. Let's call it what it is.
And around the corner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He got a bank shot with that.
I have been trying to do the physics of how this leafy concoction could have gone, and there's only one explanation. And I found out it's true. That was not the first explosion. Xander found the quietest space in the house as far from me so he couldn't wake me up. I had fallen asleep in the basement. He knew the vent went right to the basement. He took the blender with him into the bathroom and did a very similar thing and all over the bed, tried to clean it up, but I did not notice until 4 days later when he did it again in the kitchen. So like a detective, I spent days trying, like, how? This isn't dragged in here. This has the slime dextering it with the string. Like, no, the splash pattern is all wrong. And he says to me, well, I kind of did it in the bathroom too. And I couldn't comprehend. Because I didn't hear his side of the story. I didn't know he was trying to be so nice to me. He was trying to keep the noise out of me. All I thought is, why are you blending shit in the bathroom? Are you in the shower? It's like,
That's not a joke.
no! It's just me drunk. Who are you kidding? He's had to hang around me when I'm drunk. You poor motherfucker.
He's heavy.
I forgot about that. He's strong. I missed the bed. That's the story. Like, you laugh, that's the story. Fuck you. I missed the bed. Like, look, drunk happened. And by the way, that totally counts on a police report. Drunk happened. That's a full fucking police report. I went for bed. I missed bed. Bed had corner. According to him, and I don't believe you, I bounced corner, other bed, floor. Well, I was turned around. That's a long journey, I'm told. I didn't have a map. I brought nothing with me to find my way back to bed, so I said, this is bed now.
I can't describe to you how cinematic it was. It was Mr. Magoo comes alive. Him, like fumbling around looking for the bed. He's like, is it this one? No, people are sleeping at this one. It's this one. And then just like slipping on a banana. And then he didn't move.
No, it's fine. This was fine. That was fine. I found bed. Home is where the heart is, bed is where the trunk is. Bed. And there now.
I had to peel his arms around my shoulders so I could just roll him into a bed.
And didn't I hold you for a while? Like, I decided you were my, like...
I was not allowed to leave at that point.
You're so good to me, T-Rex guy. That's what you get for letting me drink that much.
What do you mean letting you?
You could stop me.
You get angry.
You could easily stop me from drinking. Just give me pot.
I'm not your dealer.
Yet! Because your shit isn't good enough. Don't do drugs. Drugs up my ass.
What's wrong with you?
I'm standing upstairs with Fox and Pepper. Like, we gotta get downstairs, we gotta get downstairs. They're running late for the show, we're making drinks, and every 30 seconds, one of them, we gotta get downstairs, and I couldn't resist, like, before we go, we wanna really quick do some heroin. And they were so out of it, like, yeah, okay, we'll do this. Oh, wait! That's going from 0 to 100. Oh, so we did a ton of heroin.
Find any burnt spoons and needles, don't use them.
Oh my God, I forgot. We had an incident with my dishwasher. Apparently, dishwashers have a heating coil on the bottom. And if you're Xander, I think he loads a dishwasher along this line. Hold on.
That was pretty damn close. That was closer than the evidence of what we see Xander do with the dishwasher?
I have watched him like open thing, drop from height. Okay, that's good. So apparently he knocked over the knife and spoon thing, so they just fell into the bottom of the dishwasher. And I guess a spoon laid against the heating element the whole time. And I don't buy good silverware apparently, because why? So he just put the dishes away. So this is days later, I'm getting to the bottom of the spoons, and here's this burnt black bottom spoon. And I have some friends who are into some very heavy drugs. And I'm just staring at it thinking, like, if it was Xander, he'd be dead. Not because of like even an overdose, but because I could see him with a needle just like, no, 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 ah! Die. And I'm thinking, well, my other roommate, that's not like him. I have to ask him, so I sent a text to my chat room that's just for my house. So, who's holding out on me? Question mark? I found a heroin spoon in the sink, in the silverware drawer. No answer. One of you either has a story or a visit to the doctor right now. Why is there a heroin spoon in my house? And Xander comes home and he's like, oh, that's the one from the dishwasher. I'm like, dishwashers don't do that. And he proves me wrong. He can use anything to start a fire, never on purpose.
Just like you.
I use things that are supposed to be caught on fire and make them burn spectacularly. He sets fire to, God, what was his, oh, the citronella was awesome. Do you remember that?
No, wait, what did he do?
Do you know what the citronella candles are? Okay, so that stuff is basically napalm, but it's wax. It's a citronella candle, it's wax. We had a citronella candle sitting next to a campfire the whole goddamn night. Like it's just sitting next to it, we had it lit, but now it's just pure wax. He took it and dumped it into the fire.
Oh.
That stuff is flammable! I had my back to the fire and we were standing out there, beautiful night, seeing all the stars, and all of a sudden, day. Like, oh, that was a meteor strike. No, it's a dragon.
And Xander momentarily went, yay, it's warm.
Yeah. I was far enough away where it did not, but I have a tree cover. My entire backyard used to have a big tree. There's a freaking hole. It's just like God's little skylight looking down at us, like, you perverts.
You know, I will say, as a Boy Scout who has done many stupid things with fire, a lot of your LARP friends make me look smart.
Oh yeah, we're idiots. We fought around a burning, oh God, I'm remembering. Nero is a live-action role-playing game that I play. It is one of my favorite activities in the world, and every once in a while, you go balls to the wall. Like, you take out all the stops and you want a big prop. Well, we got one. A destroyed, in the garbage, was going to be taken away for scrap trailer. A full-fledged trailer, like you would take behind a car, more than camping, like you would live in this thing. So they took it to the campsite. They spent weeks in there. I mean, I can't tell you how much bleach we used in this thing just to make it habitable for the 2 hours we needed it. And we went through this thing and we had a huge epic fight inside of it. And everything was awesome. We're breaking shit all over the place. We're shattering glass like idiots. And like, yeah, we'll walk through that. This will hurt like fuck, sure. And we get outside and realize that the whole goal of this thing is to kill the creature that is now barricaded in its basement. Well, we could burn it down. It was the purpose. We bought a building for like $100 just so we could set it on fire. And we did. A flaming arrow and everything. It was majestic.
Viking funeral.
You're better than a Viking funeral, but there's a problem. This trailer was probably from the 30s or 40s.
Oh, no.
Guess what trailers were made out of in like the 30s and 40s?
Asbestos.
Yes! We were in a haze of poison. People started calling, oh, this is really bad, but God, is it pretty. We evacuated to the far side of the campsite, just staring over, because we're up on a hill, looking down at the valley, watching this thing burn, and watching the whole valley get filled with this just cloud of death, because there's no wind whatsoever. We're like, oh, we're going to jail. There is definitely going to be a call in the fire department. That thing is way more flammable than we thought. And then the propane tank went. It was not a metal propane tank. We had kept it in there for effect. It was basically a bunch of 2 liters with enough duct tape wrapped around the outside to let the pressure build up, because we knew we would be away from it. I did not build that little trap. The person who did is very proud of himself. Because there is a part to that trailer, it is a small section of a door that we kept, because there is no way in human hell that that thing was as aerodynamic as it should have been. But it ended up in a forest a very long way away. All in all, it was a really fun night. But don't burn down old trailers, they're asbestos. Like, I'm pretty sure we every once in a while talk like, man, yeah, I miss Nero. And Steve's like, yeah, we gave people cancer.
That's why I called Alkali. I had a mistake. And
That's how we cast spells. It's like, yeah, cancer. You're dying now.
It's just one other reason why you and my dad get along.
Your dad is insane.
My dad would always talk about growing up how fireworks used to be way less restricted as they are today. And that, if you don't know, those little red firecracker things, like the ones that look like the little plastic tubes, there was a version of those called M80s, which were actually 1/8 of a stick of dynamite, of just black powder in there, and boom. So they had them, they would throw them, like they would throw them at each other because, you know, kids in the late 50s tried to kill each other often.
Yep.
And then one day he gets this idea, and it's like there's this little creek in the back of the house. It's like, get that metal garbage bin. And he produces something he had acquired, a full little can of butane for refillable lighters. And he tied a single M80 around it. They lit it. They put it in, they put the lid on, and they ran to duck and cover. According to him, he thinks he still has some mild tinnitus from that event. That's wet.
I made you wet. See you tonight.
They went looking for the trash bin, and all they found, similar to what you described, little metal shards about this big. They found basically like half a mile away the lid.
It's a frisbee at that point. A deadly frisbee.
So yeah, that's the family I come from.
I love your family. Your dad is legitimately insane. I met this guy for the first time, second time. We had never really gotten to know each other. Now we're both in Vegas. Like, this is the place to get to know somebody. Hey, Guy Bone's dad. Want a drink? He's like, yeah, especially after that introduction. I get him a drink. We sit down at a craps table. He's like, I don't understand this game at all. I'm like, oh, it's really simple. You just lose money really fast. He bet a quarter at a time at an electronic craps table, and you would have thought he was gambling with millions of dollars. Like, God damn it! I'm like, oh my God, what happened? I just lost everything on a 6. Like, oh, how much you have up there? Like 8 cents. And I look at my screen and I realize you can actually bet any increment. I'm like, really? I wonder. Yeah, I made the machine pay me 0.001 cent for putting a penny on Big 6 or something. Like, I want to see how many decimals I can make. I love craps. He sat there with me for an hour. And now this is an electronic machine. It's not a real craps table. They would not let you do this. In the middle is this, remember Trouble? Like the big pop bubble, you hit it and it, that's what this thing had in the middle. So these dice are shaking around and all of a sudden it goes, boop, and it's inside of a dome, and they fall, and then that's the number. Well, one time, the first one fell, and the other one fell at an angle. Now, if the other die wasn't there, I think it would have been a 7, which is what he was looking for. And he went crazy. But the best part was, before he went crazy, he calmly grabbed his drink and downed it. Manager over here right now! That should have been a 7, and that is worth 18 cents! So we got his shit together.
I come home one day, so my dad has quit everything except Happy Grass here and there, which hooray, considering if I had to pick between Happy Grass and tobacco, easy one. So he's going through all of these various phases of nicotine withdrawal, and it's frustrating as hell. But one time I come home and I found one of his coping mechanisms because it was sitting on the kitchen table. And I go and look and I'm like, oh, is this a little bong you made? And my dad's like, go look at it. And I pick it up. And it is made out of a baby food jar. And I just look at him and I'm like, you didn't just make this? He's like, no, I did not. And he goes, how old are you? I'm like, at the time, I'm like 29. He's like, great, subtract 1. It's that old.
Your dad made a bong out of your baby food bottle?
Baby food jar, and he kept it.
That is good parenting. That is good parenting. America. That is how you parent.
And then he packed a bowl, and my dad, mom, and I shared. Out of my home. It was surreal. How could I say no?
Oh, no. If you ever get a chance to smoke with your parents, do it. You will look the weirdest shit. Like, none of us should be here. Our parents are dumb. It's that fucking simple.
Okay, you're talking the good stuff though, right?
I'm sorry, if you're smoking with your parents, you bring them good stuff.
You have to be careful though, because our parents aren't used to the good stuff. They're used to the crap of the 70s.
That's Trent. Trent is still hysterical. I mean, this is a gentleman, like, we're talking, when I worked with him on the floor, like, coke every day, more drugs than I would ever care to admit. He can't do pot anymore because of that. He's like, it's just too strong. I'm like, you snorted coke off what you thought was a dick, but ended up being a hot dog. That's too strong for you? He's like, that was a great hot dog. As I rub my nose, just thinking about it, like, oh,
you still rub your nose, and from when I got laser shot my eyes, I still, push the imaginary glasses up the bridge
you do
of my
that just
nose.
as,
No, I like I had glasses for 18 years, and then LASIK, they went away, and I have not had glasses day to day for 4 or 5 years now, and I will still, even from across the room, my mate will see me do it. It's like, you just pushed up the glasses that aren't there, and I'm just sitting there, just like nudging, I'm not even thinking about it. Like, why don't I get the satisfaction? Why didn't the glasses move? Why didn't the glasses move?
you'll never look smart again.
By the way,
I wear this.
Oh, right.
There's something wrong with this picture.
What?
You don't guys have anything to drink.
It spilled. I spilled my vodka. No, this was water. I spilled water. We're cool.
Here, look smart.
I'm gonna put these on over my mask, and it's not going to work.
Professor!
He's back!
Professor Lizard is here.
All of your homework is due yesterday.
Wait.
It's a fail.
Okay, remember how the dog eats it? This dog is a person in a rubber gimp suit. Do you want to ask questions or you want to give me the B? Or do you want to give me the D?
I was gonna say,
Let's split the difference. I'll give you the C.
I don't know where this is going, but I like it.
children will
All of the alphabet is dirty.
And
It really is. Every letter is dirtier than the last. Yeah, pointy shit.
You're too sore.
Okay, now you don't look smart at all.
Is that really something you want to say? Somebody want to start that too?
Have you beat me yet?
Now hold that position.
No.
Yeah.
Hold it. What's even funnier is I bet you can take it.
Come with sword swap.
All right, hold on. I have to explain. I need to make sure. I need to know that you understand this. It's really important to me.
It's large.
That's not how anal sex works. You understand that if you you shove a sword up anyone's ass, there is no scenario where that's pleasurable. There are very few scenarios. I need to know that you understand that for your mate's sake. Because all of a sudden that Christmas present is a little weird. Oh my God, do you guys know about the bathroom katana?
No.
They don't know about the bathroom katana.
Oh, can I get katana?
What?
Or can I get katana as you chase me out of the house with it?
Yes, yes.
I know that.
There's a gentleman, he's actually in the pool right now. He lived in Ohio. You ever heard that old term, across the tracks?
Yeah.
It's a bad neighborhood across the tracks. He lived on this train tracks. On one side of the train tracks, his side, was a cobblestone street. These old-fashioned houses, it's beautiful, really nice neighborhood. Legitimately train tracks, and then shoot you in the ass ghetto. It was incredible, the transition. So he was always worried, being the first house, about intruders.
It's like you railroad somebody.
Yes. So, in order to prevent this, his roommate, his genius roommate, who is a huge nerd like me, owned a bunch of swords. And the one that we tell the story of today was the bathroom katana. Because as his roommate said, you're at your most vulnerable when you're taking a shit. And the katana, being the mightiest of swords, may negate your negative for defecating while fighting. So he put the +3 katana in the bathroom. Now, Chirp Chirp worked a weird swing shift at the time, so this is middle of the day. Most people would be at work. He was asleep in bed. He heard a knocking at the door, but he didn't get up. But it woke him up. He doesn't hear anymore. He goes to the bathroom. He's standing there, nude, probably Superman posing. That's how I imagine he pees. Just staring into the future, thinking like, oh, urination will be so easy in the future.
He has so much cleanup to do every time.
And then he hears the window breaking downstairs. He's like, oh, and thinks, oh my God, could that guy knocking on the door and seeing if anyone's home? Are they breaking in? Good thing I have a katana. And as he tells it, he walked out of the bathroom with a full katana and half morning wood. And got to the top of the stairs. Now, if you meet him, I'll introduce you later. He is a little taller than him. A little taller than him, just as skinny. This guy's not an imposing sight. But apparently, to the gentleman in his living room, yes, he was. Because that skinny, naked, short Rikish with a half chub and a katana comes down the stairs and goes, hey, what are you doing? This guy stares and just balls. What? And Rikish, being the guy he is, goes, well, fuck this, and chases him. Runs down the stairs. He said it must have been the most majestic dick flap. Just a dick flap of a warrior. Just going down the stairs. He gets downstairs, he makes the turn, just bam, 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 that's the sword. So, and he stops when he gets to the kitchen as he realizes he is about to run outside nude, wielding a katana. And didn't stop thinking like, oh, the neighbors don't need that. He stopped like, oh, I'm not wearing any armor. I don't even think they bother locking their doors anymore. Not after Nude Ninja was discovered.
Well, I mean, he might have thought he was like a crazed ape or something, because he's pretty fucking furry.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the Planet of the Apes. Maybe he's terrified of us.
They're not good.
Is now.
Yeah, he is now. Yeah.
And social media being as it is, the word has gotten out.
That would have been great if the guy broke in, like really quick, like 1 second, click, okay, bye.
I've seen it.
Trending on Twitter, the new ninja. Fighting crime with half a chub. Ting, 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 ting. What's that made out of? Black heart, baby.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I never understand what
He's talking about clubbing someone with his dingus.
Taking out their legs first.
Thank you, Trey.
I don't understand still.
It's a two-hander. The katana, the katana.
Roll 1d12. drop the lowest.
I am probably the most sheltered person you'll ever meet, and the purest person in the fandom. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so sex is when a boy or a girl, or a boy and a boy, or a boy and a pillow if they're young enough, a girl and a carrot. There's a lot of these.
Meanwhile, we're taking.
Are my kids outside? Oh my god. Alright guys, never listen to Uncle Alkali.
That's not what they've been calling you.
No, it
Dad
isn't.
Glide.
I am not Dad Glide.
Hashtag Dad Glide.
Hi kids.
Who's that?
A loser? Yeah. No, yeah, he's a lizard.
But who is that?
I will see you guys after this panel. Yes, I will see you after the panel. We have to get drunk again. I'm sobering up.
That's a problem.
I know. Guys, have you seen the swim up bar?
Yes.
Oh my god! That's a lot of sugar. Thank you so much for that gift. Thank you so much. I got here and we walked around the pool. I'm like, a wave pool. A laser. Oh my god, a swim up bar! It said no diving. I pirouetted. No splash. What's up? Is he young? Love you. Apparently that's my wife. I don't know what happened this weekend, but Sandra's gonna be pissed.
The guy.
I've got 2 kids. Yeah, that's normal. Are you kidding me? Sandra was like, so how many people did you kiss today? Like, I lost count. How about you? He's like, fucked.
So he isn't here then?
No, he's not here. It's a shame. I miss him. What the fuck were we talking? Oh, swim up bar! Go in there! Pirouette! Son of a bitch, go! They have little benches. It just barely, like, you sit down and you feel like, just enough water that you can pee and no one cares. They care. The water there is so warm that it's obviously from pee. Like, it's the worst idea ever.
I mean,
there's no way that everyone is not just drinking beer and like, right, pool.
It's recycled Miller Lite. Oh god. It's recycled, heated Miller Lite. Exactly as it's meant to be consumed.
The chlorine just adds the flavor.
It does.
That's just blue curacao.
They have a, What are you drinking? It's just blue curacao, it's not Windex. Shit, no, this is the Windex. That was a terrible show.
How much did the lady that was at the swim up bar
She's my friend.
focus when I decided to get ready to get in the pool?
You know that duck that goes to drink the water? That's people's eyes when you walk around. They're like, good morning, sunshine, my only sunshine. Excuse me, my bulge is down here.
I wasn't really paying attention, but there was someone sitting on the upper edge, so her head was exactly eye level when I take off the shirt and I take off the pants. And what other swimsuit am I going to wear other than a Speedo? Let's be honest.
I'm so glad you're comfortable with yourself.
It was laser focused, and then I ended up walking by and just like trying to pretend she wasn't staring for the past minute. I lived for
She didn't even try to pretend at that point. She had a freaking 10 from the Olympics. Like, ooh. She was from Russia at being 9. Like,
in the hallway, like after we get out, I haven't gotten anything dressed yet, so I'm still just in the Speedo and going through the lockers. And as I'm coming out, a family's getting ready to go in, and there's a little girl that points up and goes, "What's that?" And the parent goes, "Not now."
same person, the naked ninja, he has a bag of something. Now this bag follows him everywhere. It is at this convention. This bag is random sizes, googly eyes.
Why?
Because it's him.
That's what he does.
So if you've ever been to my house or seen it, I know that I got to meet Trashy McNom. I have an electronic garbage can. You wave your hand over it, it opens it up. Well, I invited him over once, and all of a sudden, Trashy McNom is born because it has googly eyes and snaggle teeth. And And I wake up and my trash can is just looking at me as I just feed it shit. And I don't have the heart to take off the googly eyes.
I thought it was broken.
No, it still works. It still works.
The teeth got gross. Those had to be pulled.
Yeah.
He did trash pick on them, did not floss.
No. It got spaghetti on it, and then I was done. But then I had to drive him home, so I took him to work with me. I worked right above Union Station. I'm like, oh, I'll take you to Union, just hang out in the station and then catch your train. He's like, he was peopled out. We had a really busy week. He's like, I'm gonna sit in your car and just sit on my phone. Is that cool? Yeah, no problem. Just make sure to lock it when you leave. I forgot about the googly eyes. When I got to my car that night, everything was staring at me. Weeks later, I was finding more googly eyes. Like, I pulled down the head, googly eyes. I opened the little mirror, googly eyes. On the back of the rear view mirror, which was told to me by a cop. Because he didn't use the small one. They were like this big, almost the size of the rear view mirror. So if you looked into my car, which I never do because everywhere I park, I pull right in, so I hadn't seen the front of my car at all. And a week later, I get pulled over for sticker violation, and the cop looked at it like, that's really cute with the googly eyes. Like, what? God damn it! I almost get arrested a lot. It's not a good time.
It makes for good stories.
It does make for good stories. I will tell you guys what good. This is about the end of the panel. I have.
Can you tell black ice?
What's up?
Can you tell black ice?
Black ice. You talking about the spinning car?
Yes.
Oh God, I haven't told that one in a long time. Sure. Guys, this is the charity performance. As you guys know, we're having a lot of problems with just timing at this con, so we're trying to wrap everything up so other panels can start. Thank you for being here. We will tell one or two more stories. I'm going to pass this around the room. Guys, once again, if you don't know what the charity is for this event, these guys bought some land in Puerto Rico because the zoo there has been destroyed. Now, there are 300 animals that are going to become homeless far too soon. And this charity, thank you, is trying its damnedest to adopt all of those animals and form either a wildlife reserve or a zoo. It's still all in the planning phases, guys. This is a huge, huge step. This is a worthy cause if I've ever heard of. So if you can help, that's great. If not, we are the furries. Don't worry, somebody else gave it. You are covered. So guys, thank you so much. You wanted to hear the black ice story?
Yes.
Wow, okay. I apologize, guys. This one is actually from the vault. I want to see if I can remember.
I've been watching your show since you first started at Anticon on
Thank you,
YouTube.
I appreciate it.
Is there an online website for it?
I'm sure there is, and I'll find out for you. Come to any of the other panels tonight. I'm
Out
sure
of the
they
13 years I've been in fandom, I've always watched you every night and I've laughed.
Shark, he's looking at me.
Like I look up to as a role model.
I was coming home from Nero one night, the game I told you guys about. Now we have been playing really hard, so we're pretty tired at this point. We've been really running ragged. But we had to kill the game because all of a sudden, we have a live radio going all the time telling us about the weather. We're in the middle of nowhere to come. A huge thunderstorm rolls through, there is no cover. It's going to get bad. We do need to listen to the weather, and this is the start of winter. Well, we get word a huge ice storm is coming in. I mean, huge. We were in the middle of the game. Steve comes around like, guys, cancel it, pack up your stuff. If you stay here tonight, you will be trapped, your car will be frozen, we gotta get out of here. Like, absolutely. Well, we ran the game. So we had an hour's more stuff to pack up. We had to seal a bunch of shit. So finally, myself and Jeff Koss, totally done, are in the ice storm. It is happening. We have to get back just to NIU, 40 minutes away. And we are driving 5 miles an hour down Route 23 into Kelvin. This is the description of Route 23. It is this wide, and to either side of it, I would call it a ravine, but they are the world's deepest goddamn ditches. And the road slopes slightly, and we are driving at 5 miles an hour. We have not spoken to each other for 5 minutes. Our hands are white as ghosts. He is clutching the wheel. He had a little oh shit bar up here. I'm just shaking, holding that. As our 22-year-old dumbasses drive along, and then we feel it. The slightest bit. And at 5 miles an hour, the car decided that it no longer wanted to point in the direction that it was going. And we turned 270 degrees and came to a total stop, looking at a cornfield and saw lightning. And we sat there and looked at the front. We're right on the edge of the ravine. Looked back. We're right on the edge of the ravine. Is this how we die? And he looked at me and goes, we're not gonna die at 5 miles an hour. So he slowly, and bear in mind, we slid into this position. This is not, a 2-point turn. We are now playing Austin Powers as we slowly and highly back, like, and trying not to go into the ravine and sliding. You could feel it, and finally we're facing the right way. Like, okay, how do we do this? Like, this is an ice rink. We're gonna die. Like, we'll get stuck out here. What do we do? And he goes, open the door. Like, what? Open the door. Okay, put your foot under the road. Okay, tell me when it's not so slick. And we went 1 mile an hour. He did not use the accelerator. His foot was on the brake as we're trying to figure out every once in a while by sticking our feet out of the car to see if they've salted the roads. We went 1 mile an hour for at least 2 hours. We finally got to the main road where it was salted. The ice storm was still going, and he was so fucking pissed off he went 50 miles an hour as we are shitting ourselves down. It's like, there is salt, we will live on it! Get back to my college, get to my dorm, everything is ice. It is just the worst. We're having trouble walking upstairs. We can't open the door to my dorm, it's frozen. And we get inside, and there's the building RA, I've known him for a while, and he looks up at me and sees me and Jeff. Were you at that nerd gay shit? Yes. Did you just almost die? Yeah. At the game or in the... Get the fuck out. That was one of the dumbest things we've ever done, but hey, a 5 mile an hour spin out, that's kind of cool.
I think you're dumber.
What's up?
I think you're dumber.
There is dumber.
I think I have to go to my DVD.
Yes, you do, and I have to.
Burrow down, burrow.
Burrow down, burrow. Yeah, that's probably my favorite story. Guys, from the bottom of my heart for the charity, thank you very much. My name is Alkali. I have a few more panels tonight over at Main Events. I know the Convention War Stories is coming up in a little bit less than an hour. Guys, enjoy the convention and good night.